1250 and 94.5 FM. Michael Jimenez. Halftime.
Yes, sir! It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. Happy Friday, everybody. My name's Michael Jimenez. I'll be your host from 12 to 2. Sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. James Pledger is my producer today. What's going on, my man?
What's happening, Mike?
Dude, I'm having a good day. I'm trying to get onto StreamYard so people can see my face on Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget to go and like and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube. You can watch the show and leave a comment. Pledger is on Twitter at I am Pledger. You can find me at Mike ESPN SA. We have a lot to talk about today, man. You know, Jerry Jones. What Jerry Jones wants, he gets. And he reached out to 105.3 The Fan and wanted to have an interview today. Kind of surprised them. Wanted to talk about McCarthy, and we're going to get into that in a bit. Also, we're going to hear from Sean Payton. You know, a lot of Cowboy fans want Sean Payton to be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And, well, we're now hearing from him. He was just on the Dan Patrick Show. DeJounte Murray, is he going to be an all-star this year? Kind of interesting because I was under the impression that he had a 100% chance. But yesterday, after Andrew Wiggins made it onto the team as a starter, I'm now having concerns. We're going to get into that. Quinn Hudson will be in at 1 o'clock. The voice of a Cowboy fan talking to us about Dan Quinn coming back as defensive coordinator, and we'll be hearing about Jerry Jones again on the 12 o'clock hour and the 1 o'clock hour. We're here until 2 o'clock talking sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. Pledge is $250 richer because of that contest he won at the Spurs game the other day. Have you already spent that money, Pledge?
I don't even have that money yet.
They don't give you the card on the way out?
No, they say we'll mail it to you. I'm like, all right.
It's gonna be one of those things you're gonna forget it. You're gonna think it's junk mail or something like that.
100%.
So for those of you who don't know, James Pledger won Connect 4 at the AT&T Center during the Spurs game, brought onto the court. He won the Connect 4 game, which is amazing. But man, good times. Welcome to the show. You know, it's interesting when you talk about friends, Pledge. Pledge, you're one of my best friends, man. Absolutely love you. You're a good guy. But when it comes to friends, there are friends out there who tell you what you need to hear and tell you what, and then others who tell you what you want to hear. And yesterday was kind of a neat thing because I had some friends reach out to me and say, hey, you know, your show yesterday, we love halftime. Halftime has evolved. We love the show, but there was something a little bit off yesterday. And
It's an acquired taste.
It's an acquired taste. And I felt it. I felt it yesterday that it was something going on with my show yesterday. And you know what it is? I understand that I need to train the listeners, man. We need to be trained as to how halftime goes because this is a show of the people. We need callers into the show because you are now part of the show. Understand that we have two other shows on the weekdays out here. We have R&R in the morning and we have the Blitz. So 7 to 10 a.m. and we have 4 to 7 p.m. And on those shows, you know, they take a call from time to time, but it's not all the time that they take calls. But guess what? This is your opportunity to reach out to San Antonio Sports Star, to reach out to me and basically be part of the show. So you can call into the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines at 656-ESPN. Again, 656-ESPN. And to entice you, we're going to have some prizes. Today, the prize is tickets to see Bob Dylan at the Majestic.
We've got two today. Two pairs.
Two pairs. So the two best callers, we're the judges, can get these prizes. We need you guys to be part of the show. Help drive this show. Because if not, it's just going to be me talking all over and over and over again about my pop culture takes. Do you want to hear more about Urban Cowboy? Because I can go and talk more about Urban Cowboy if you want me to. But no, this is a fun show, and it's going to be evolving over the next couple of months. There are plans in the works right now as to how the show will look in February, how the show will sound in March. And I'm super excited. Again, sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. But let's get things going with the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. How about them Cowboys? Got that news yesterday that Dan Quinn is going to be staying as defensive coordinator for the team. And less than 24 hours, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, he let his fingers do the walking. He called 105.3 The Fan. That's the voice of the Dallas Cowboys there in
Twice,
Dallas. And he reached out to them and says, hey, man, I want to be interviewed today about a variety of topics. You wanted to talk about Dan Quinn. You wanted to talk about Mike McCarthy and him staying on as head coach of the Cowboys, about Sean Payton, the rumors surrounding that. But, it's interesting because one of the things that he talked about was that Mike McCarthy all along was safe in having this job.
The thing I want to clear up is that the idea of Mike being twisting in the wind just wasn't the case at all. We were sitting there trying to keep Dan Quinn and trying to maintain continuity on our coaching staff.
Maintain continuity on the coaching staff, which I guess is a good thing, right? Because Cowboy fans have been wondering ever since they lost 23-17 to the Niners in the wild card game, what is this team going to be up to? Is Mike McCarthy the guy as the head coach of this team? Is Kellen Moore going to leave? Is Dan Quinn going to leave? And one of the things about it is that Quinn was being interviewed by team after team after team, and he was considered to be a front runner for lots of these teams. But yesterday, after the Denver Broncos chose Green Bay's offensive coordinator as its head coach, Quinn decided to stay with the Cowboys. Now, I don't know if there was a correlation between the two, but there was a big belief that he really wanted that job out in Denver. But now, Cowboy fans, what's going on? Well, the Cowboys are coming back with Kellen Moore at offensive coordinator, it looks like. Mike McCarthy's coming back as head coach, and it looks like Dan Quinn is staying as defensive coordinator. Are you happy with that? Reach out to us. Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656 ESPN, 656 ESPN. Sean Payton is somebody that Cowboy fans have been looking at as, man, that could be a potential replacement for Mike McCarthy. Sean Payton led the New Orleans Saints to a Super Bowl more than a decade ago. He had a winning record, a 600 winning record for his entire career over there with the Saints. Led the Saints to a 9-8 record, despite the fact that they had four awful quarterbacks in Jameis Winston, Ian Book, Taysom Hill, and Trevor Siemian. Imagine what he could do with the Dallas Cowboys. Imagine what he can do with Dak. That's been the fantasy that Cowboy fans have been living. And again, if you want Sean Payton as your head coach, Cowboy fans, the boys are going to have to pay up. Okay, just because he retired or is taking a step back doesn't mean that he's going to be free. The Saints have to agree to this. But Sean Payton is finally talking about this. He was on Dan Patrick's show today talking about why he made the decision to leave the Saints.
Mickey, who's a dear friend, our GM and I spoke for an hour and a half. This was right after the season ended, so this is, the week prior to the wild card round. He was good. I mean, he understood it. We've been together, two of us, 16 years. Mrs. Benson was the one that really was adamant, that I take a week away and don't give her an early decision. And then outside of that, Dennis Lauscha, our president, the same way. Both my kids were all ears. They really wanted to be supportive, and we've heard burnout before. I don't know that it's that, but when you're someplace for 16 years, 15 seasons, over a period of time that you're almost ready for another challenge, and you don't know. The thing about it is that there was a week or two leading up to this, and then at the point where I stepped away, there was this discussion that, hey, he's going to go into TV, and I'd like to do that, and yet I hadn't heard from anybody. There was this. Well, he's already got, and I'm like,
ouch! Kind of hard to go in if nobody's asking you to come in, Sean.
No one's asking. So, fortunately, the day of after the press conference, we received a number of calls, but there's every once in a while, I think it's all right to step outside, be a little uncomfortable, and I think that had a lot to do with it.
That is Sean Payton, former head coach of the New Orleans Saints, talking about how he was a little bit burned out. I get it, man. I get being burned out from being with the Saints, and he was there for over a decade. Again, won a Super Bowl there. They have no cap space. They have negative cap space of over $70 million this year. It was time to leave because, again, he leaves, he stays, and they have, back-to-back-to-back losing seasons. he doesn't become a hot commodity anymore. He had to take off. I get that. So that is Sean Payton right there, basically saying he doesn't know what he's going to do. He just knew that he did not want to be the coach. Hey, Pledge, let me ask you this. Do you think that Sean Payton would be good on TV?
He doesn't strike me as a TV guy.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's saying that he can just go to ESPN or he can go to NFL Network and just light it up. I don't see it.
Like, I watched his press conferences and him interact with the media and go on different shows, and even this Dan Patrick interview this morning. He doesn't have like that charisma.
Yeah, he does it, man. But
Herm Edwards has charisma.
he does. He does. Tony Romo has that charisma, and it's just one of those things where just because you're a big name and just because you are a Super Bowl champion doesn't mean that it lends itself to you being good on TV, whether you're a former player or you are a former coach. And speaking about former players, man, at about 12:30, we'll be talking about Jeff Garcia, former 49ers quarterback who stuck his foot in his mouth and hasn't backtracked yet. But man, I don't know if you heard that. Some people are calling it sexist, but he went after ESPN's Mina Kimes. We'll be talking about that at 12:30. And we'll be talking more about the Cowboys at 1. Quinn Hudson will join us, former Rock the Mic champ, co-host of the Sunday Sports Grill and Fantasy Gods. What's up, Pledge?
Every time people keep bringing up this Jeff Garcia, Mina Kimes thing.
I know, you think it's Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs?
Yeah, I'm like, what did Jeff do?
Yeah, he goes, I'm trending. He was like, I'm trending on Twitter. I had to retweet going, man, they're roasting Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs. But no, our Jeff Garcia is not the sexist, man. But we'll be talking about that whole controversy involving Mina Kimes at 12:30. Interesting story, to say the least. But speaking of interesting stories, Pledge, I need you to decipher a dream that I had last night. Now, a couple of weeks ago, you made fun of me because I was having these recurring nightmares.
No. I made fun of you for your actions after the nightmares,
Okay.
not because you were having them.
So I was having this recurring nightmare that I was being lured out somewhere, and someone would kill me once I got lured out. And it was one of those things where I woke up kind of in a sweat, and I decided to go out into the garage because I wanted to make sure that it was locked. And Pledge made fun of me on air because he's like, okay, you're being lured away and you're letting yourself be lured away. So yeah.
No, you're terrified and waking up in cold sweats because you are being lured out of your house to be murdered.
Exactly.
And so your first instinct after waking up from this awful dream is to go outside.
Well, let me know what this dream means, because I had this dream 3 times last night. Keep in mind, I fell asleep last night around 11 o'clock, woke up around 12:30 because, my dogs wanted to go outside. Woke up again around 3:30 in the morning because I'm becoming an old man and had to go to the bathroom. And then I woke up again at 7 a.m. because my kids needed breakfast. All 3 times I had the same dream, that I was getting my butt kicked by Cobra Kai, not like the Cobra Kai now, but getting my butt kicked by Johnny Lawrence back in 1986. Those guys, like I was Daniel LaRusso running around trying to jump the fence, and Miyagi was not coming to save me. And I don't know why I was going back to that scene, but I was LaRusso in there getting my tail kicked, and I can't figure out what that dream means, because nowhere on, deciphermydream.com does it say what this is. Pledge, what is it about, man? What do you think I'm dreaming about?
I'm not sure what you're dreaming about, but if you want your butt kicked, there's a fence right over here. You can go run at it. I can yank you off of it, kick you a couple of times into it.
Oh my goodness. I could not believe I had that dream. I had it over and over and over again last night. If you know what it means, reach out to us on the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines at 656-ESPN, 656-ESPN. Again, the top 2 calls of the day. Get tickets to see Bob Dylan in concert at the Majestic Theater in March. Good times, man. Next week, I think we're giving away movie tickets. But, man, let's talk basketball right now. So, DeJounte Murray, we have the chance of MVP every time he goes to the free throw line at the AT&T Center. And a lot of times people are saying, man, there's no way in the world DeJounte can be an all-star because the Spurs record is so bad. But the thing is that he became a triple-double machine ever since he got back from COVID. He now has 10 triple-doubles for the season. That's second most in the NBA right now. Absolutely amazing what he's doing on the court. So I came out on the show last week and I said, man, 100% for a fact, 100% DeJounte Murray will be an all-star this year. And then the starters were announced yesterday. Now, keep in mind, when they announced the starters, it's a three-way approach towards it all. 50% is based on the voting. So when you're being asked to vote for DeJounte Murray or for Steph Curry or for whomever, 50% is based on that. 25% is based on the vote total of the media and 25 vote total of the players themselves, right? And then they kind of bake it all together to tell you who the starters are going to be. And the surprise start is from Golden State, Andrew Wiggins. Now, Andrew Wiggins is somebody who was considered to be a scrub, okay? He was somebody that was considered to be a bust out there. And right now, he's not a scrub, man. He's not a scrub. 18 points a game, 4 rebounds. That's not bad. But the thing that's going on in Golden State right now is that they get their people to vote in large, large numbers to the point where Steph Curry was number 1 in voting for the guards, right? So that's understandable. But for them to have Klay Thompson as the 4th ranked guard, even though he's missed almost every game this season, is ridiculous. Draymond Green had a lot of votes, and Andrew Wiggins is out there. Now, keep in mind, don't even remember this. 5 years ago, the NBA had to institute what they called the Zaza rule. At that time, the Golden State Warrior fans were trying to get, as a joke, Zaza Pachulia in as an all-star, even though that guy's a scrub. Now, we know him as the guy who, wrecked the Spurs' future because Kawhi landed on his ankle. But Zaza almost made an all-star team, even though he's a complete scrub. Even though his stats are awful, he almost made it because of Golden State fan. Now, what does this mean about DeJounte Murray? Well, the question becomes, there's only 12 spots on this all-star team for the West or for Western Conference players. My question is, did he accidentally take or inadvertently take DeJounte's spot on the all-star team? Think about it. There's only 12 spots. If he was not named a starter, would he have been named a reserve? I don't think he would have been a reserve. So it's quite possible that there's one fewer spot available that could have gone to DeJounte Murray if DeJounte was the 12th and last pick for the West. So now I'm concerned as to whether or not he's going to make the all-star team. Now, when it came to voting, DeJounte Murray came in 12th amongst guards in the West. Okay, so he didn't make the top 10. But if you take a look at how he ranked amongst players and the media had him as 5th. The media voted DeJounte Murray as the 5th best guard in the West, and that is ahead of Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is averaging 25, 9, and 9. The media put DeJounte ahead of him. On top of that, when it comes to the player rank, the players ranked DeJounte Murray 6th. So there's a chance still. There's an absolute chance still because he's getting the respect from the players. He's getting respect from the media. But the question is, will he get the respect from the coaching staff? That's what I'm worried about there because, again, only 12 spots go out. If they take 6 or 7 guards, he might be on the fence there. But again, seeing that Andrew Wiggins took one of those spots makes it very, 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 very difficult. Hey, we got a call coming in. We're going back to the Cowboys. Eddie is on line 1, wants to talk about Tony Romo possibly coaching for the Cowboys.
Hey, what's going on, Mike? I see all this chatter online about how Tony Romo would be a great OC or, coach for the Cowboys and all that. But let's be honest, he's not going to leave a once-a-week job that pays him millions of dollars to be stressed out daily. So that's out of the question. And Mike McCarthy is not a good fit, and he's not going to be a good fit. However, it's no secret that Dak has regressed badly the last couple of seasons. Well, of course, he was injured last year. But there's one person, even if people kill me for this or laugh, but one person actually helped him immensely his first couple of years in the league. I think they need to bring back Mark Sanchez as either the quarterback coach because he helped Dak a lot or an OC. I don't know what you think about that.
That's interesting. Now, when I say Romo possibly coaching the Cowboys, I'm not saying that it's been floated out there or rumored as such. Okay, there's no one out there saying from the Cowboys' perspective that they've considered that. But I agree with you in the sense that even if they wanted Tony Romo out there, he has a cush job, man. He's out there watching football and predicting plays, being the Nostradamus of the NFL. And, I don't think that he would want to leave the comfy confines of the booth, of the TV booth. Would he make a good coach? I think he'd make a hell of a quarterback's coach. Offensive coordinator, not 100% sure on, because he can predict what the defense is doing. I almost think he'd be a better defensive coordinator in a weird way. Not that he can strategize that way, but the sense that he can actually see what's going on defensively and make adjustments accordingly. That's the interesting part about what Tony Romo does. He's a brilliant, brilliant mind. I never thought that when he was a Cowboys player. I thought he was a good athlete. I thought he was a really good quarterback, but I never knew how smart he was until he made it onto the booth. I wouldn't mind seeing him as a coach, whether it be a coordinator or a quarterback's coach. But the fact of the matter is that he makes way too much money to be wearing a suit in air conditioning or heating, depending on where you're at, than to be on the court, on the field, battling the winds and battling the weather to go out there and do two-a-days and whatnot. He makes way too much money to want to do that. But thank you for the call, Eddie. Eddie's our first caller of the day. Hope we have his contact information. Again, we have two winners today. The two best calls get tickets to see Bob Dylan, the legend Bob Dylan, in concert at the Majestic Theater in March. But we have more to come on Halftime. We're going from 12 to 2, sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. What's up, Pledge?
I think I figured out what your dreams are about.
Oh, tell me. I want to hear it.
All right. So we all know that you're having this dream about being stuck in the 80s and being beat up by 80s bullies, right?
Yeah.
So you have been rewatching a lot of 80s and nostalgic movies lately and giving grades that are less than desirable to the masses.
Okay, so basically
the 80s are coming back to kick your butt.
That's a very interesting point. And I wonder if I'm changing as a person because I'm now watching these movies. Think about this. 2 months ago, I had not seen Gremlins before, or Indiana Jones, or Close Encounters of the Third Kind, or The Outsiders, or Jaws. You guys are making me watch these movies. Am I suddenly losing my edge or my quirkiness, Pledge? Because, man, that made me different. But now I'm just going to be just like everybody else who has seen these movies, right? And I made the joke that I can go for this for like 3 years because there's so many movies that I've missed.
Exactly.
You know what? I want to talk to you about Vince Vaughn a little bit in this show as well, because I saw a video about him where he was talking about his favorite roles or the best roles he ever had. And it was a 20-minute clip that he did. And I saw it on Facebook last night. And I could not wait for him to talk about this one movie that I think is his second best movie behind Swingers. And he didn't even mention it. He mentioned 12 other movies, but not that one. And I want to know if you've watched this movie. But when we come back, the controversy involving ESPN's Mina Kimes.
Yes, I've seen Wedding Crashers.
No.
That's
only
a good movie, haven't seen a lot of these.
Wedding Crashers is great, man. And he was awful in Hacksaw Ridge. So the controversy involving Mina Kimes and former Niners quarterback Jeff Garcia, will be diving into that on the other side. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
I can't wait to watch you guys play!
We're ready for y'all.
Let's go!
The NFL playoff picture is coming together.
Let's go! Let's go!
Are you ready?
You gotta go out there every play and earn it!
Hear it unfold on San Antonio Sports Star.
I like it!
We're serving up all the biggest games you can handle.
Dominate on 3, 1, 2, 3, dominate!
Get all the action live on San Antonio Sports Star.
180! Wait up!
ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
If you're a guy over 30 and feeling frustrated about your health, listen up. Not feeling yourself lately? Are work and relationships getting you down? Do you feel a lack of energy and focus on the things that matter to you most? All men around age 30 have the potential for their testosterone levels to decline naturally. When that happens, life can feel out of control. If that's you, then it's time to rethink your health with Synergenics Testosterone Replacement Therapy. For more info and to schedule an appointment, head over to 800lowt.com today and get your life back.
Jason Minix here for Garageization. You've heard me tell you about their shelving, overhead racks, and storage systems to make your garage functional for the entire family. If you have issues with your garage, call 210-664-4494. Have them come out and give you a free consultation. Garageization couldn't be a better choice. A veteran family-owned and operated business for more than a decade. Give them a call at 210-664-4494 or go to the website garageorganizationsanantonio.com.
BetOnline.net has you covered this season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before as football continues its march through the playoffs, right up to the big game in a couple of weeks. BetOnline.net remains the best spot for all your sports scores, podcasts, and news this season. And it's not just football. BetOnline.net has up-to-the-minute info on pro and college hoops, NHL, boxing, UFC, along with live, real-time updates of current games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the new, amazing offers available for the 2022 season. BetOnline.net, where the game starts.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Want a deal you'll love on a Valentine's Day gift they'll love? Shop and save right now at Kohl's. Get 20% off Food Network bakeware, up to 50% off festive pillows and decor, and sterling silver diamond pendants for just $69.99. On top of all that, you can get an extra 15% off and earn Kohl's Cash. What are you waiting for? Get to Kohl's and celebrate the special moments for less. Select styles, 15% offer ends January 30th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Hi, everyone. Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats here. When you bring a package of our smoked sausage home, keep it simple. It's handcrafted in small batches and fully cooked, so you can just heat it up and enjoy. My favorite way to eat it is on a bun with mustard or wrapped in a tortilla. Try some from a store near you today, and if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Guaranteed. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Join up the game plan for the second half of the day. It's halftime with Michael Jimenez on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Welcome back to halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Soon to be 103.3 beginning February 1st. This paper cut by Linkin Park, correct?
Points of Authority.
Points of Authority. Right album, though. Hybrid Theory album, though. I know that.
Is the right album, is the wrong song.
Yeah. Points of Authority. It was song 3, not song 1 on that album.
And instead of saying February 1st, we can just say Tuesday now.
Tuesday, there you go. You know how I got into Linkin Park?
Me?
I was a substitute teacher at high schools back in the day when I was in college and whatnot. And back in the early 2000s, I was substitute teaching at this magnet school outside of Lee High School. I think it's called, what is it called? Something of America, School of the Americas or something like that. And I did like this whole week there. And one of the teachers was gone for a week. I went in and I subbed for the week. And the kids were like, hey, do you have any music that we would like? And we were trading CDs that week. And they gave me Hybrid Theory. They said, this is a really good CD, just came out. And I got really into it. And it was because of these high school juniors and seniors at this magnet high school.
We can't be that far apart.
Why is that?
I remember listening to Hybrid Theory in high school or just shortly after.
No, Hybrid Theory came out around 2000.
Okay. Literally right after I graduated then.
I was already graduated out of college by then. So I'm a little bit older than you. When I was a senior in high school, you were in 8th grade. Okay, so I'm a little bit older. So you may have been in high school. It probably came out while I was ending college, man. But yeah.
So you already stopped listening to good music by the time you were a senior
Dude, I
in college?
was looking for a JOB at the time, man. That's how it goes.
You're looking for a JOB, yet you told me that you had to like shake the battery to your car every time you took your wife on her first date.
That was because of my divorce many, many, many years later. Man, I'm in a good spot now, but back then,
yeah, now
10 years ago when I met my wife, our anniversary is coming up in a few weeks, 10-year anniversary. Yeah, man, I'd roll up in my beater of a Toyota Highlander. It was maybe worth $1,500, if that. It was scrap metal at that point. And I had a battery there that I had to shake, and in order for it to somehow start, and she gave me a second and third date and ended up marrying me.
Yeah, that's insane because at that point, as the person on the date, I would be more in fear of my safety.
Dude, I was a red flag, man. I was just somebody that she should not have dated. I was just a nice guy who meant well, who went through a bad period. Because if you've ever gone through a divorce, if you've ever gone through a custody battle, it is brutal and it is expensive. But man, welcome back to the show. I'm in a good place though, man. I'm in a good place. Jonathan C wants to know, how do you not listen to Eye of the Tiger before a job interview? How do you not work out before listening to Eye of the Tiger? You have to do that, man. But welcome back to the show. You know, I didn't know if I wanted to talk about this topic today, about the whole Jeff Garcia thing, but it was funny because we have a friend of the show, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs. He was like, why am I trending on Twitter? I'm like, dude, it's not you. It's the other Jeff Garcia, the former quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles and San Francisco 49ers. And that dude right there was trending. And the reason why he was trending was not a good thing, man.
To be fair, when I saw Jeff Garcia trending,
yeah,
my first thought was not, and then people keep talking about Jeff Garcia calling out Mina Kimes, and I had a tough time placing Jeff Garcia.
Right.
Like I could, my immediate go-to was not the former quarterback, the San Francisco and Cleveland that dated a Playboy bunny.
Do you know what's weird about Jeff Garcia? Why I'm so disappointed at this Jeff Garcia is because there was a glory time of
do we
the
gotta
NFL.
have to like A and B them or because you keep saying
this is
which
the redhead
you're
one.
talking about?
This is redhead Jeff.
Okay, got it.
So redhead Jeff. You know, there was a time in the NFL where there were 4 Mexican quarterbacks starting as quarterbacks. There were 4. There was Tony Romo, Mark Sanchez, Jeff Garcia, and Mark Bulger. We had 4 at one time. 4 Mexicanos under center starting, and they were good. They were good. That was the glory days for Hispanics when it came to quarterback play in the NFL. Look it up. All 4 of them are Mexican. The thing about it is that I did not realize that Jeff Garcia, the redhead one that was for the 49ers, didn't realize he was such a jerk, man, because yesterday he went out on Instagram and went after Mina Kimes of ESPN, saying, quote, by the way, he has since deleted this, who the hell is Mina Kimes, and when was the last time she threw a touchdown pass in a game? Never, ever has she taken a snap. Can she truly understand the ability, the mindset, the physical and mental toughness that it takes to play quarterback or any position in the NFL? The fact that there are people out there given a platform to talk about something that they have never done is hilarious, and that's what makes you look like a joke. She's a joke. Let's just all laugh at her and support Jimmy, talking about Jimmy Garoppolo. Root on our Niners to go out and beat the living F out of one more team. That's what it takes. She will never know the feeling. Can I get an amen? Peace. That was Jeff Garcia proving that he is quite the sexist. I'm sorry, man. Whenever you see players come out and do the, well, have you ever played the game? But more importantly, doing it to a female is absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. Can you imagine saying that we cannot have movie critics unless they were former actors or directors? Or maybe we can't have someone, when it comes to like food, be a food critic unless they were a chef, or you had to have done it, right? That's the whole thing about sports, man. The sports is about the fandom behind it all, and she is very bright and intelligent when it comes to football.
Think about it. Do you want a brilliant advisor to actually be the head of a Fortune 500 company? Or because a lot of the guys that like analyze it, break it down, and put stuff out for you to easily digest and bring it in,
right,
lack what it takes to actually be the CEO.
Right, exactly.
So there are certain things that, yes, I can analyze it, I can break it down, but it doesn't mean I can actually do it.
Yeah. How many games has Greg Popovich played in the NBA? How many games has Mark Spoelstra played in the NBA? There are NFL coaches who never played in the NFL. There are college coaches who never have. But he went after her not because of anything else other than the fact that she's a woman. That, first and foremost, is the reason why he did it. And there's going to be some apologists out there saying, "Oh, well, it's one of those things." Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs says, "I swear it's not me. It's not Locked On, Jeff." But he went after her because, again, on that same show, Stephen A. Smith went after Jimmy G. The whole thing is revolving around Jimmy Garoppolo. Mina Kimes was on air saying that Jimmy Garoppolo that the Niners are winning despite him, not because of him. That because he's throwing more interceptions than touchdowns, that he is not doing a really good job as quarterback, but the Niners, because of their defense and running game, are still winning. And other people throughout all of ESPN, the TV network ESPN, were saying the same thing. Stephen A. Smith was saying the same thing, being very animated and angry about it. All these other people were saying it, but he went after the one who happened to be female. He went after the woman when it came to it.
Ryan Clark said the same thing. He used to play.
Yeah.
Are you going to go after him?
Exactly. And it's so funny because it comes back to like what we do for a living, man. I mean, dude, come on. What credibility do I have in sports? I'm a sports fan. I'm the dude at the end of the bar, and you're the dude at the end of the bar who likes to talk about sports, music, and pop culture. Okay? I will never, ever say that I have stepped foot on a basketball court or a baseball diamond as a professional. But that doesn't mean that I can't have opinions about sports. And to say that you can't have the opinion unless no one else has done it. Guess what? The people that are in the stands aren't former players. They aren't former, coaches. The people in the stands are fans. Fans drive the league, man. Oh, Jeff Garcia, why did you do this, man? I'm so disappointed in a fellow Latino that you did this, man.
I mean, I probably could have done some baseball or basketball or football. I just chose a different career path.
Yeah, when I stopped growing at 5'7", I decided that basketball was not it for me, man. But Mina Kimes, more power to you, man, because she's really good at what she does.
She's fantastic. I don't get all the hate that Mina Kimes gets.
Yeah. I bet you Jeff Garcia is the kind of guy, Jeff Garcia, redheaded Jeff Garcia.
Okay, there we go.
Is the kind of guy who thinks that Becky Hammon should not coach in the NBA. I bet he believes that. I mean, how far off do you think that is? Heart of hearts.
Judging by his take on Twitter towards Mina Kimes, I'm not saying he's probably far off, but he probably also doesn't think that what's her name, Jim Welter, deserves to be on a coaching. Don't the 49ers have a female running backs coach?
They do. And on top of that, there are people who complain about sideline reporters being female. Who hurt you? Why are you so upset? Why are you so angry that there are women out there who enjoy sports that involve men out there on the field? Who hurt you? I'll never, ever, ever understand that. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to say that.
I don't think I can either.
I'm going to lay off the slang when it comes to things. But man, hey, happy birthday to Greg Popovich. Did you know it's his birthday today?
No, because he didn't tell us anything.
Oh, I know. I had to Wikipedia it just to verify, but he is 73 years old.
Says they have more wins or years and how?
Oh my God. No. Don't go there, man. We don't want anything bad to happen to Pop. But
Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Pop is 8 wins away from the record. He's age 73 years old. He's the oldest coach in the NBA. Wish him a happy birthday. I had a conversation with the other Jeff Garcia. We'll call Jeff Garcia Red the 49ers one. We'll call Jeff Garcia ours the brown one because the other Latino one, right? Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. We were talking this morning about this, and I was asking the question, man, how many more years do you think Pop has as head coach? And it's kind of hard to rebuild if you don't know how long the head of the snake is still going to be around. That's my problem with the rebuild. But the Spurs back in action tonight. DeMar DeRozan coming back to town. Bulls, Spurs. Who you got tonight, Pledge?
Oh, Bulls. But
that wasn't even you didn't even think about it.
I didn't have to.
Do you think DeRozan goes off for 30 plus today?
DeMar DeRozan may have a career high.
No. I'm sorry. Not DeRozan. All-Star DeRozan. New All-Star again DeRozan.
Improved All-Star DeRozan. No, but as far as it goes with Pop, like the more that I watch him, whether it's on the floor, in interviews, most people get kind of nostalgic a little bit. Pop feels more reinvigorated.
He's a young 73.
I don't know that he's stepping away anytime soon.
He's a young 73. There's a difference because, I mean, you and I are close to the same age. I'm 44, you're 40, right? Do you ever go on Facebook or Instagram and see some of your friends from high school and think to yourself, man, these guys are getting old? And then you realize
literally all the time.
And then you realize we're the same age. And
we're not.
My wife thinks that I think that I look younger than what I am. I think I look a little bit younger than I am. I'm not saying that I look 35, but if I could pass for 40 or 41, right? If I lose a little bit more weight, I could probably pass for late 30s. I have all my hair. But there is such a thing as being a young 40 and an old 40. There is something to be said about being a young 73 and an old 73, and Popovich is a young 73. But man, tonight, Bulls, Spurs, take a look at the spread. Spurs are favored? Spurs are favored in this game by 1.5 points.
Whoa, the line shifted dramatically.
That's according to ESPN. I'm going to take a look into that.
Because I saw Spurs plus 1.5 this morning.
I'm going to take a look at that. But DeRozan coming in, averaging 26.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Something tells me he's no longer the 81st ranked player in the NBA.
Why?
Well,
I'm pretty sure those are similar to the numbers he had in San Antonio.
No, San Antonio, he was like 21, 5 and 5. But, thinking about the All-Star game, though, people thought he got snubbed last year when he played for the Spurs. He wasn't snubbed.
I think he was snubbed 2 years ago.
2 years ago. There you go. But this year, if DeJounte doesn't make it, and he's second in triple doubles, and he's averaging 19, 9, and 9, that would be a definitive snub. I think that they have to get rid of Draymond Green in order to have that spot available for DeJounte Murray, because I don't think it'd be fair for them to have both Wiggins and Green out there because they have similar stats, and I don't think either one of them necessarily deserves it. But maybe Draymond deserved it more than Wiggins, but it's just one of those things. They did that with the Suns last year when they went with Chris Paul, but not Devin Booker. When we come back, I forgot to mention what I thought the second best movie involving Vince Vaughn is, but we're going to talk about that on the other side. Plus, this funny meme I saw at 1 o'clock. We have Quinn Hudson talking to us about the Cowboys. We'll give our predictions, the three of us, as to who we think is going to win the AFC and NFC championship games. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
The Paul Feinbaum Show.
I got more football knowledge in my little finger than you got between them two big dumbbells on your ear, buddy.
This afternoon at 2, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
I'm James Pledger, and in the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs are back in action tonight as they welcome the Chicago Bulls to town, and they'll be welcoming back a friendly face as well as DeMar DeRozan makes his first return to the AT&T Center since being traded to the Windy City this offseason. Tip-off for tonight's game is set for 7:30. In the NFL, Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn is staying in Dallas, pulling his name out of the process after interviewing for 6 of the 9 different head coaching vacancies around the league. The USA Today's Jory Epstein and ESPN's Ed Werder have reported that Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy has been assured by the front office that he will stay on as the head coach for the Cowboys in 2022, despite the rumors surrounding Sean Payton. The Houston Texans completed an interview with Rams offensive coordinator Kevin O'Connell for their head coaching vacancy. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star.
The Roo Pub is the best place to watch a game. Football, basketball, the big fights, they have them on at the Roo on their 3 massive 170-inch laser screens and TVs all around. Come hungry, the food is fantastic, and the kitchen is open until 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Roo Pub has the best darts area in town, indoor cornhole and weekday happy hour from 11 to 6. For lunch, dinner, or late at night, and the best place to watch a game, get into the Roo Pub at 281 in Redmond Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Exergen would like you to know about an important new study by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has always known. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate, and they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. With new strains of COVID on the rise, we can't afford to tolerate rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Pro Football Hall of Famer and 3-time champion.
Pro Football's all-time leading rusher Emmitt Smith talks about joint pain.
Trust me, I know about joint pain. Sure, I made it look easy, but if my body could speak, it would say, I'm in pain.
Are you living with chronic joint pain? Knees, hips, lower back, shoulders? Don't just assume the old treatments are the only treatments.
I've gone under the knife to get rid of pain, but now there are options, and you need to check them out.
Emmitt's talking about QC Kinetics, exciting new natural biologic therapies that can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints. New options now available here.
You can encourage your body to actually heal itself with the help of QC Kinetics.
Real relief with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics for regenerative restorative treatments with lasting relief.
But now, you and I, we have help. QC Kinetics.
Start now with a free consultation at QC Kinetics. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Call today. 571-0318.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
You probably wouldn't leave thousands of dollars on the table at a diner. Why leave thousands on the table with your tax return? Jackson Hewitt will help make sure you don't. This year, there are thousands of dollars worth of new tax credits. Your Jackson Hewitt Tax Pro will help you track down every last one, so you get your biggest refund guaranteed. Don't leave thousands on the table this year. Discover thousands of dollars in tax credits instead. Learn more at jacksonhewitt.com.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
If it's rim wrecking board busting action you want, then come and get it.
Catching a right-hand dunk.
The greatest ballers on earth are doing their thing on the hard court, and we bring it to you. Catch the action on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hi, it's Jason Minix from the Blitz. You're listening to San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Show up and hear your sounds multiple times.
It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. Will be 103.3 beginning on Tuesday. You're making me feel old, man. I have no idea what this is.
It's JT.
Oh, really? Ah. Not a big fan. Gonna be honest.
What?
I like Justin Timberlake on Saturday Night Live. I like him more as an actor and comedian than I do a singer. Don't get me wrong. I do like some of his songs, but I'm going to be honest with you. I was Team Backstreet Boys over Team NSYNC back in the day.
No.
Yes, I liked it that way.
What?
Yeah. Reach out to us on the Kilbasa Bacon phone lines. Did you like Backstreet Boys better than NSYNC or the other way around? What is your favorite Vince Vaughn movie? We'll talk about this. Let's do some pop culture right now, Pledge.
All right.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I just don't like Justin Timberlake's voice, man. JC Chazé was the man.
No, he was not.
On NSYNC, man. Not because he was the Hispanic guy. I'm assuming he was. Chazé sounds Hispanic-ish. JC definitely does, right? But no, man, I wasn't a big fan. But we were talking about Vince Vaughn. I love me some Vince Vaughn. Last night I was on Facebook, and they show like these videos where they do interviews and whatnot. And he did a 20-minute interview where for every 2 minutes talked about a favorite role that he did. And he mentioned one of his favorite movies that he's done, but he never talked about the actual character. So they unveiled 10 different characters that he's done, from Wedding Crashers to Swingers to Hacksaw Ridge to Old School to all of these different movies out there. And I couldn't wait for him to talk about what I consider to be his second best movie. His best movie will forever be.
What do you consider his first?
Swingers.
Okay.
By far.
Just making sure.
I mean, Trent Walker, Double Down Trent.
It's hard with you. I just don't know if you've even seen Swingers.
No, Swingers I've seen probably 150 times easily. One of my favorite movies of all time. Swingers and Office Space. I was all about it in the 90s. Mario Cavasso saying Dodgeball. He did talk about Dodgeball, and he talked about like the whole thing about the balls coming out 60, 80 miles an hour at them when they were rehearsing. That was funny. But there's a movie that he did in the late 90s, I want to say. It was an independent movie called Return to Paradise. Return to Paradise.
That guy.
Have you seen that movie?
No.
Okay, so we're going to do the reverse of the movie reviews. I'm going to give you a movie that I've seen that you've never seen. Now, why do you say, oh, you're going to be that guy?
Because you're like, it's an independent film.
Well, I mean, it's not an independent film in the sense that, like Swingers, which was on a budget of like 40 grand, where they're running around holding lamps as lights, right? It's not that much of an indie, but it is an indie in the sense that, it wasn't done by a major studio, but it was really good. And guess who his co-star is? Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay.
So it's Joaquin Phoenix and Vince Vaughn. If anyone has seen that movie, reach out to us on Twitter, on Facebook, or YouTube. I will tell you that much, man. Dude, Return to Paradise is a great, great drama, which is funny because I had known him as the funny guy and then the guy from Jurassic World, but he was a very dramatic in this movie. Easily one of my favorite movies of the past, of that late 90s time frame.
I mean, I look at different movies when you're talking about Vince Vaughn, and the classics are all there, of course.
It's easy to say Wedding Crashers.
It's so easy
to
but
do
his cameo in like Anchorman.
Yeah.
Like those are awesome. Or if you dig further into his like Couples Retreat.
Couples Retreat is actually very good.
I'm aware.
It's a long movie. John Favreau also in it. I think Kristen Bell is also in that movie. I like that movie. Kind of long. Kind of weird that they have like Guitar Hero as a centerpiece of it all. I would say that Wedding Crashers is probably my number 3 for him, because the whole motorboating scene and the whole thing about, I can't say some of these lines. I mean, let me ask you this. pick a movie: Wedding Crashers or The Hangover.
Wedding Crashers.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just funnier in terms of like Hangover was supposed to be like an over-the-top boys trip to Vegas, right?
Right.
The problem is with a guy like Alan, like I could see myself losing him at some point in Vegas. Like I'm just gonna duck off here and we'll never see him again until the end of the trip, right?
Yeah.
Like if we're realistically making The Hangover as much strife as he's brought into my life time after time after time, at some point I'm just gonna cut that cord, right?
So you're talking about The Hangover, and they have White Doug and Black Doug in there. It reminded me of redheaded Jeff Garcia and brown Jeff Garcia that we were talking about earlier today. But man, we have a lot of people saying Four Christmases. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
You haven't?
No, is that the one with Reese Witherspoon?
Yes.
Okay, I've seen like previews of it, but I tell you what,
There's also the breakup that he did with Jennifer Aniston.
that was devastating, man. That was a little much. That hurt. Just the anger that was spewed by both of them in that movie was a little bit much. But again,
A little close to home.
Return to Paradise. I know, right? I've been divorced before. Return to Paradise, by the way, for those of you who haven't watched it, it's with Vince Vaughn, Joaquin Phoenix, and Hayes, and basically revolves around the story of 3 Americans who meet while on vacation in Malaysia, and one of them gets busted with drugs, and it's whether or not someone would be willing to go to jail if it would reduce someone else's sentence. And it revolves around the morality behind it all, because you're just as guilty, but would you actually sacrifice part of your life if it would rescue or save someone else's life? Very, very, very good movie. Joaquin Phoenix was amazing in that movie. But hey, tell me what your favorite Vince Vaughn movie is. You can reach out to us. Again, Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656 ESPN. We have one more hour of halftime to go. When we come back, we're hearing more from Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, he gets what he wants, man. He wanted an interview today, and he got that interview. He's talking about Mike McCarthy and whether he had to ease his fears. Hear from Mike McCarthy. We'll also give our predictions for the NFC and AFC championship games coming up. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star.
Omicron has caused games to be postponed, stopped, and rescheduled. The NBA, NHL, NFL, and college hoops have all been affected by Omicron, leaving us fans high and dry.
It's unfortunate, to say the least. You don't know one day to the next what's going to happen.
Will the leagues continue to shut down players and play? Stay connected and talk about it here.
I hate masks, so we'll see how that goes.
San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
The Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl Square Sweepstakes is back. Every score change will draw one winner from the square to win $50,000. Plus, 2 grand prize winners will win $500,000 they could use toward their dream home. Get in the game for free at RocketMortgageSquares.com. Rocket Mortgage, official mortgage sponsor of Super Bowl 56.
No purchase necessary. Legal residence of the 50 U.S. and D.C. of age. Majority ends 11/11/22. Equal housing letter. Licensed offer in states. NMLS number 3030. The NFL entities have not offered to sponsor this promotion in any way.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
According to NHTSA, in 2019, more than 5,000 people were killed in crashes involving large trucks in the U.S. Semi-trucks, which weigh 20 to 30 times as much as passenger cars, can cause severe injuries in the event of a wreck. If you were injured in an 18-wheeler accident, call Thomas J. Henry. Thomas J. Henry handles serious trucking cases and gets serious results for injured clients. To learn more or start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Michael Jimenez. Halftime.
It's hour number 2 of halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportsstar.com. We'll also be on the go in a way, going down the aisle, down the radio dial from 94.5 to 103.3. We'll be at 103.3 beginning on Tuesday. My name is Michael Jimenez, your host from 12 to 2, sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. James Pledger is here with me. Hey, Pledge. Our Jeff Garcia sent me a text message a couple of minutes ago, and he ended it by saying, "This is Brown Jeff." So he has taken a liking to his name. We were talking about Jeff Garcia, the redheaded quarterback who's apparently a
redhead Jeff.
Yeah, redheaded Jeff from the former quarterback of the Niners, is apparently a sexist. Apparently, now he proved himself to be earlier this week. But welcome back to the show. You know, Dallas Cowboy fans, there's a little bit of certainty that is now coming along right now, because just this time last week, we were talking about who's going to be the head coach of this team. Is Mike McCarthy's job in jeopardy? What's going to happen to Dan Quinn? Is he going to leave and take a job in Denver or in Minnesota or Chicago? What's going to happen to Kellen Moore? But more and more, it's becoming clear that all 3 guys are coming back. And earlier today, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, he got what he wanted. He called a press conference, and he said he wanted to be interviewed. And on 105.3 The Fan, he talked about whether or not he had to reassure Mike McCarthy after Sean Payton retired.
No, I did not. I did not, because we're sitting here building together our future. No. But I did. He's well aware of our relationship and long-term friendship with Peyton and Sean, and I haven't talked to Sean, and not a part of any of the dialogue or any of the decision making relative to him leaving New Orleans. But my point is, we've just been really got our head down and getting this staff in the shape, particularly at the top, the coordinator level, and whether it be the special teams or whether it be offense, defense. And frankly, we've still kind of in that area right now regarding Kellen until we see where that dust settles there.
That is Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan, saying that Mike McCarthy did not have to worry. Even after Sean Payton stepped down as Saints head coach, McCarthy didn't have to worry that he was his guy, that McCarthy was Jerry Jones's guy. Now, when it came to Dan Quinn, that was questionable there because, again, the interest was there for him to be a head coach someplace else. And Jerry Jones right now, today, is taking credit for Dan Quinn staying with the Cowboys.
I believe that very much. Now, I know this. He is staying and being our coordinator for years to come. And so I know that he was the busiest coordinator out here being interviewed for jobs. And yes, I would say that specifically. It's a real compliment to Mike. It's a compliment to us. It's a compliment to the organization. These are good jobs here with the Cowboys.
What I found interesting, Pledge, is that he said that he's not only bringing Dan Quinn back, but he's bringing him back for seasons to come. For seasons to come, even though Dan Quinn will probably be a hot commodity again next offseason when other head coaching jobs become available. But again, Dan Quinn's coming back as defensive coordinator. It's looking more and more like Kellen Moore is coming back as offensive coordinator, and Mike McCarthy coming back in as head coach. And Jerry's talking a little bit about Kellen and his interviews that he had with the Dolphins.
I get a sense they do not reach out, and I believe he'll be back next year.
Is that what you want?
Yes.
Okay, so two are for certain. McCarthy's back, Dan Quinn's back, and Kellen Moore, more than likely, coming back. Cowboy fans, what do you think? Reach out to us on the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines at 656 ESPN. Again, 656 ESPN. Are you happy that all three appear to be coming back? Was this a mistake? Again, we're giving away prizes. We're giving away tickets to the best callers today. Tickets to go see Bob Dylan in concert at the Majestic Theater. But at a time like this, I want to hear from a certain Cowboy fan that's near and dear to my heart. A close friend of mine, Quinn Hudson, former Rock the Mic champ, co-host of the Sunday Sports Grill and Fantasy Gods here on San Antonio Sports Star. Quinn, you heard Jerry Jones. You heard the man. Dan Quinn's coming back. McCarthy's coming back. And they want Kellen Moore to come back too. Are you happy with this?
I'm not happy with this. And how's it going, Michael Pledge? Happy Friday to everybody. No, not happy at all. I don't believe, I'm still now, this could be my denial, but I tried to be a realist Cowboy loyalist. I do not believe all three of these coaches will come back. I believe that, of course, Jerry Jones is saying all the right things, because if things don't play out as he wants, the worst case scenario, all of them are back. Best case scenario, all three are not back. I do think, I hope Kellen Moore finds another job for whatever reason to get him out. I definitely want that to happen.
Now, I know you've been a big fan of Sean Payton. You want Sean Payton to somehow make his way back home to Dallas.
Oh, yes. And I'm not convinced that he's going to sit out this entire season. And it's so funny about the whole, Mike McCarthy not needing any assurances. He knows the relationship. When I was hearing that soundbite, all I could think of was Biz Markie saying, you got what I need. But you said he's just a friend. Look, if Mike McCarthy has to see the writing on the wall, not only because of his futility as coaching the Cowboys the past two seasons, but the fact that he's got Dan Quinn, a quality defensive coordinator that definitely should be a head coach on a team right now, right there under the same roof. And then he's got, obviously, the relationships that are extended with the Jones family, and sitting right there in Dallas with a better home than because he's staying in the hotel there in Frisco at the Cowboys practice facility. I believe Mike McCarthy is going to be unnerved, but I also believe this is going to get the best of Mike McCarthy, and I don't believe he's going to let Kellen Moore trick up the playbook as more. I anticipate he's going to have a little bit more hands on the offense next season if he returns.
Now, Jerry Jones is taking credit for Dan Quinn staying. He says this is the third time that he has prevented a coordinator from taking a head coaching position elsewhere. He said Jason Garrett was offered a head coaching job in the past, and he kept him here. And he says Sean Payton also was offered the Raiders job back in the day, but he kept Sean Payton in the fold as well. Do you give Jerry Jones that credit that, man, he's going to be able to keep Dan Quinn here, and that he was, in fact, the reason why he stayed?
I absolutely do. I believe that Jerry Jones has given one of those old side swindling wink winks to Dan Quinn, and Dan Quinn understands the assignment. Keep the defense improving. Keep doing what you're doing. The one thing we don't have a problem with is Dan Quinn's performance this past season. Everything else was up in question. The fact that Dan Quinn is still getting money from the Atlanta Falcons, and he probably, in his mind, believes that the Dallas Cowboy head coaching job is better than the potential Denver Broncos or Chicago or even the Giants that was out there. Ideally, he'd be ready to sit still and hope for a better opportunity here. And I believe he has gotten the endorsement from Jerry Jones, and it probably does behoove him to sit still.
That is Quinn Hudson, co-host of the Sunday Sports Grill and Fantasy Gods on San Antonio Sports Star. Big Cowboy fan. Real quick, is it the Cowboys' year next year?
Oh, without question, Michael. Just like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we're bringing everybody back, baby, and we're going to have it. The coaching was the only problem. It wasn't the talent.
27 years, man. That's been a long, long time. Hey, we're down to 4 teams in the NFL right now for the Super Bowl. We've got the Bengals and the Chiefs this weekend. That's the 2:00 game. And we've got the Niners and the Rams Sunday as well, the afternoon game at 5:30, the evening game, rather. Now, right now, the Chiefs are favored by 7 over the Bengals. It's kind of interesting with these two games because the Chiefs are favored by 7, the Rams are favored by 3.5, but those two teams have something in common. They have lost to their opponent in the regular season. The Chiefs lost about 4 weeks ago to the Bengals. Man, Jamar Chase went off for over 250 yards receiving. Burrow threw for over 400 yards, and the Bengals beat the Chiefs a few weeks back. And then the Rams have lost to the Niners twice this season. So the 49ers have beaten them at home, went into SoFi just 3 weeks ago and beat the Rams in SoFi. So it's kind of weird because the favorites have lost to these teams in the regular season and recently. What do you think, man? Which team right here is ripe for the upset?
First, ask your beloved Saints what that means to be beating Tampa Bay last season, only to face them again the third time. Listen, it's great that
Tom Brady play on any of these teams? Tom Brady play on any of these teams? No.
Tom Brady does not play on any of these
just
teams.
double checking. Just double checking.
Tom Brady.
There's absolutely no shame in losing to the GOAT, dude. No shame.
No, there's not. But one could say that Patrick Mahomes' first few seasons is more productive and more successful than the greatest of all time, Tom Brady. So I would say that Patrick Mahomes put some respect on this man's name for the consecutive AFC championships that he's played in, and the fact that we all know why they lost last season in the Super Bowl. You take away 2 starting tackles and the starting running back off of most teams, and it is going to be somewhat challenging against an elite defense like Tampa Bay and Todd Bowles. So I say all that to say, at the beginning of the season, our last Sunday Sports Grill show that we did together, Michael, I predicted the Super Bowl teams to be in the Super Bowl was going to be the LA Rams against the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's going to stay the same. I do not see any lock upsets. Now, I will say
you got the receipts.
I've got the receipts, absolutely. Now, if either one of these teams, and I'm telling you right now, this is going to be my bet. We're going to talk about it on the show on Sunday, but I'm going to absolutely put my money where my mouth is on these 2 games. If either one of the favorite teams lose, I'm going to bring you the meal of your choice next Friday, Michael.
I'm going to tell you what, man. Joe Burrow is the man. I know Patrick Mahomes is brilliant, and I understand that he has taken the torch from Tom Brady. I get that. But Joe Burrow, man, there's just something about him. You do not want to play this guy. Back on January 2nd, Joe Burrow against the Chiefs threw 30 for 39, 446 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Against this Chiefs team, which was trying to win because was trying to get the number 1 spot in the AFC. So it's not like they rested players or bench players or had issues. The Chiefs went out to try to win that game, and Burrow threw for 446, and 266 of those yards went to Jamar Chase, his former teammate at LSU. I'm sorry, man, but if Burrow gets it going, it is game over. They've got a legit kicker. Man, that kicker is so cocky. Did you hear what he said when Burrow said that the kicker said before kicking the game winner against the Bills the other day? He went up and said there was an interaction. He took one practice kick and said, "Well, looks like we're going to the AFC Championship game." He took it and then he trotted onto the field.
The fact that he's a rookie and he's got that kind of bravado is so appealing. And the fact that I know who our Cowboys kicker is, to know that our Cowboys kicker probably can't even say the extra point is money in the bag.
Evan McPherson is his name, by the way.
Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, it's impressive. And look, they definitely got the kicking game. And if you are Cincinnati and you're watching, you just watched how Buffalo went up and down the field throwing the ball. Joe Burrow has to believe while he's in film session going, oh, my gosh, there's holes everywhere. and I would believe that he probably has more moxie as a passer than even Josh Allen would. So I believe that Cincinnati's going to have a fighter's chance, but I do believe that Kansas City is going to be perfectly up for the challenge to put the ball up the field. Now, it's going to come down to Kansas City's defense, really. When you look at the games that Cincinnati has not scored well this season, it's been against tougher defenses like Cleveland, Washington football team, when we were perceiving them to have an elite defense early on in the season. And even Chicago, you could throw in there to be a formidable defense. But you can see when Cincinnati has got it going offensively, it works. So Kansas City's defense is going to be the difference maker. Can they make the adjustments to slow that Cincinnati offense? Because I do believe they're playing with house money.
Dude, when I gave you McPherson's quote, I know you died a little bit because of Greg Zuerlein, because of the agony that they've had. What's up, Pledge?
And here's the great thing about McPherson's quote, and I'm sure you've probably seen this being on TikTok as much as you are, Quinn.
Yes.
McPherson is also the kicker from Florida that made that like 35, 40-yard field goal bottle cap challenge thing by kicking it.
I saw this.
That's the amount of swag that this dude has.
Dude, he walked out of there just to hear that story being told. Again, looks like we're going to the AFC Championship game, guys. You know, game on the line to go to the AFC Championship game. He's a 22-year-old rookie, and he's like, 52 yards? Got it.
And you want to know how ice cold he is? If you watch the replay, after he kicks it, he immediately turns to start celebrating, knew it was going dead center.
I agree. That was what I was just about to say. He turns to the holder and is like, yeah, baby. And it's still, the ball is still in flight. And he doesn't even need to see it into the net.
It's not even halfway there. It's not like we have to see, is it going to make it? Please, please, please. No, man. He Larry Birded this at the three-point competition. He had his hand extended out and was looking for the check. He was walking away from the rim, walking away from the three-point line.
Absolutely. It's like he nailed the best tee shot, and while it's in flight, he's like, oh, look, the drink cart. You know, I mean, the guy is all about it. You know what? If the game is close, I do believe Cincinnati has the opportunity to do it if it's close, because I do believe that they have the special teams advantage as far as the kicking game. But I don't think it's going to be close, and I do believe Patrick Mahomes. This is that Spurs redemption season. Was that 2014?
Yeah.
I believe this is the redemption season for Kansas City. They know how they lost the Super Bowl. They spent the first half of the season being discounted and struggling, and rightfully so, for people to question if they had holes in it. And now they're playing their best football at the right time, and I just don't think Cincinnati's going to be ready for this heat that's going to come down on Sunday.
Now, here's the thing, man. I'm the one last week who was all about the Bengals. I've been all about the Bengals since Thanksgiving. I've been saying that this is the team to watch out for in the AFC, because big-time quarterback, big-time running back in Mixon. I'm sorry, their trio of receivers is better than the Cowboys trio of receivers. But when they took out the Titans 19-16, it was a great game. It was, I mean, come on, man. Burrow got sacked 9 times. 9 times.
Man.
And came back to win that game.
I tell you, I became a fan of his in the press conference when he was talking about being sacked and talking about getting back to the sidelines and getting to the tablet and seeing plays that if he could extend that he could have made. I mean, most of the times when you're continuously getting sacked, when we watch back, I don't even see him with the tablet. I see him sitting there going, man, how on earth is Tyron Smith going to ever hold anyone?
Yeah.
Or does it always have to look like it's a draw play where the defense is just running free rush at me every play? Like, I do believe that this is one of those things where Joe Burrow is he's young. He's in his second season. They weren't supposed to be there, but here they are. And I absolutely believe he's going to empty the clip. He's going to throw the ball. He's going to let it go. It's going to be a fun game.
He stood in the pocket despite being sacked 9 times by the Titans. Joe Burrow, he is the man. I'm going to predict this score as being 30-28 Cincinnati. 30-28.
That's
Rocky Casillas on YouTube is calling McPherson the Dirk Diggler of kickers. Oh my God. Hunter Hitch calls him Evan McFearless. I love that. Woo! So what do you got as a score, man?
I'm going with 42-28. It's definitely going to be a high scoring, but I do think Kansas City's going to put some distance in this game.
All right, it's going to be 44 degrees at kickoff. What do you got going on, Pledge? What do you think, man? KC or Cincy?
Oh, I love Kansas City to be the next. You better beat them. And right now, that is Patrick Mahomes in the AFC. The road goes through Kansas City. They have the experience. They have the toughness. They have the offensive line. I think defensively they can get after them. I'm going to take Kansas City probably by about 6. And on the NFC side, I don't trust Jimmy G. It's as simple as that.
I got Burrow just chewing on a cigar in the locker room, reenacting that.
Oh, they got the swag.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is just, oh my goodness. And this is the thing, Quinn. I look at Dak Prescott, and before the year started, I was like, man, he's probably one of the 4th or 5th best quarterback in the league. But man, if you had to choose, man, between Joe Burrow being the quarterback of your team, or Josh Allen being the quarterback of the Cowboys over Dak, you would choose those guys over Dak, right? Dak is no longer top 5. He's now like 7 or 8 in the NFL, correct?
Right, I agree. I would have said even before this season, I would have taken Justin Herbert.
Wow. Yeah, you've been a big Herbert fan. You've been a big Herbert fan. Now, when it comes to the NFC, we've already got a prediction of the Rams according to Pledger, because he doesn't like Jimmy G. Jimmy, there's something about that Rams team that is just scrappy. Like, they do not belong there. They're playing with house money. They literally do not belong there, because had the Rams taken care of business on week 18 of the season, up by like 3 touchdowns, and they lose that game on week 18, had the Rams held on, the 49ers never would have made playoffs. That would have been the Saints as the number 7 seed, right?
You're right.
So right now, the Niners are playing with house money. I mean, who cares? Just throw the kitchen sink at things. And at the other end, man, under center for the Rams, you have Matthew Stafford, who I still don't believe in, man. What am I missing here?
Well, I'm a big Austin Powers fan, and I remember, Spy Who Shagged Me, I believe it is, and the Fembot is continuously, and you probably haven't even seen this, Michael, since I'm mentioning a pop cultural favorite movie. You'll see it in 20 years. But I'm talking about, there was a Fembot that continuously was going, and they were like, why? Austin Powers was like, why won't you die? Right? That is the 49ers right now. Why won't they die? And I keep saying, Shanahan can't keep hiding Jimmy G. He can't keep hiding him in this game. It can't just be defense and the breaks and the running game and Debo and Whittle. Like, they can't keep doing it, but they do, right?
They're like a villain. They're like a villain in a horror movie. They just come back to life. I mean, they were dead in the water against the Packers, and then they got that miracle block, that punt blocked for it and returned for a touchdown. And it's like, how did they do it again? They shouldn't be here. They weren't good enough in the regular season, but now that they're here, I mean, they took out the Cowboys. They took out the Packers. I mean, think about it. I think that the Packers are better than the Rams. And they took them out at Lambeau. And they're going to go to SoFi, and it's going to be a home game. There's going to be more red jerseys out there than blue jerseys. This is a home game.
I agree with all of that you just mentioned, but the difference here is the Rams offense. See, this is all about the San Francisco defense. The fact that they held Green Bay to 10 points is the telling part of that game. The fact that the Cowboys, even when they were trying to do game in the fourth quarter, just had to punt, even when the game was on the line. Before that horrible last drive, the 49ers defense was just relentless. Jimmy G tried to give the game to Dallas. The San Francisco defense just wouldn't allow it. So I do see that, and understandably why people would question Stafford if he's that guy. This is his moment, but that's why they brought him here. But I believe the weapons that the Rams have is too much, and I believe that the defense that the Rams has is not going – they're going to expose Jimmy G. He's going to have to make throws he's not comfortable making, and I do believe at some point Shanahan's not going to be able to hide it.
I see what you're saying, man, because Aaron Donald and Von Miller, those are some big-time defensive players. and Jalen Ramsey in the secondary. I get it. But there's just something about this Niners team that is just ugly victories ahead, man. They just do something. It's Kittle just squirting out and getting wide open. It's Elijah Mitchell just coming out of nowhere and just squeaking through and getting first downs. They move the chains when they need to. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They don't have a lot of penalties. It's just so weird. It's like playing tennis against the wall. The wall will always hit the ball back. And that's what the Niners are. It's just so crazy. And because they're going to have the crowd in their favor. Again, this game is in LA. This is in LA. The Rams are trying to prevent Niner fans from taking over by making this so that the zip codes can only be purchased for the tickets of this game in the LA area. But it's not going to matter because I bet you if you polled LA people, they would much rather have the Niners win this game. It's so crazy. But man, Quinn Hudson, real fast, give me your score.
I'm going to go with the Rams 22, San Francisco 10.
I am going with the 2017 Niners. I think they're both going to be upsets this week. And I'm looking forward to whatever lunch you bring me. Barbecue stations down the street on Austin Highway. On Harry Wurzbach, rather. But that is Quinn Hudson, co-host of the
in this
Fantasy
Double
Gods.
or Nothing, don't you already owe him tacos?
No, I won because I got the Bengals. Welcome back, baby. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you did.
But that was Quinn Hudson, man. Thanks for being on. Catch him on Sundays from 11 to 1, correct? Fantasy Gods and Sunday Sports Grill.
Yes, because we only preempted when the Cowboys are playing it.
But that won't happen until next year. Thanks for being with us, Quinn. When we come back, we're talking pop culture, maybe some guilty pleasures, and also we're taking calls on the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines in a minute. We got David, stand by, baby. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
I can't wait to watch you guys play.
We're ready for y'all.
Let's go.
The NFL playoff picture is coming together.
Let's go. Let's go.
Are you ready?
You got to go out there every play and earn it.
Hear it unfold on San Antonio Sports Star.
I like it.
We're serving up all the biggest games you can handle.
Dominate on 3, 1, 2, 3, dominate.
Get all the action live on San Antonio Sports Star.
180. Wait up.
ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Before we rodeo San Antonio, mosey on over to Dietz Tractor. We're busting out of the chutes early with a stock full of LS tractors. And this is no 8-second ride. Take your time and choose from a field that includes compact and utility tractors at low prices. Excel in your field with LS Tractor, 7-time winner of the EDA Dealer's Choice Award. Backed by a limited 6-year warranty, LS Tractors will give you more standard features and more performance for less money. These are some of the hottest tractors around, and Dietz Tractor wants to sell them to you today at unbelievable prices. Dietz Tractor, where you get more tractor for less.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Yes, Ms. Tubbs. No problem. I'll call someone about the plumbing.
One of Beatrice's properties needs a new superintendent.
The custodial team is not...
Someone with handyman superpowers and a concierge alter ego.
Does anyone know any good electricians near Parkville?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Now an important message from Exergen.
A critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact thermometers are not accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. New COVID strands are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
The Roo Pub is the best place to watch a game. Football, basketball, the big fights, they have them on at the Roo on their 3 massive 170-inch laser screens and TVs all around. Come hungry, the food is fantastic, and the kitchen is open until 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Roo Pub has the best darts area in town, indoor cornhole and weekday happy hour from 11 to 6 for lunch, dinner, or late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Get into the Roo Pub at 281 in Redmond Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
This is Jerry Jones, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys.
San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Nice.
When it's over, that's the time I fall in love again.
Welcome back to halftime on San Antonio Sports Star. I wasn't going to try to hit that note, man. Halfway through, I thought, nope, not going to do that. But we're going to get nostalgic about Sugar Ray for some reason in a minute. But we're going to go to the phone lines right now. The Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656 ESPN. Again, we talk sports, pop culture, and nostalgia here at halftime. We go till 2 o'clock. David is on line 2, wants to talk about Robert Horry, former Spurs great Robert Horry. What's going on, David?
Going on, Acquired Taste.
That's right. That's me, baby.
You're on with half of the Saturday morning dream team, so you're ahead of the game. I did want to, I was on a little bit and I was hearing Quinn and you were starting to swallow a little bit of that Kool-Aid. I hope Pledge puts you back in line. You got to remember, Houston has more wins in the playoffs than the Cowboys do in their existence. And secondly, come on, Mahomes is going to win the Super Bowl, the World Series, Major League Championship, soccer. That's all you got to worry about. The guy's just gold right now. I'd invest in Whataburger because he bought 32
That's right. He did.
He opened.
He took Whataburger over there.
Yeah. But my questions actually had 2. I asked you the other day about Horry, but I'm old, so I had to go into a doctor's appointment, and so I didn't get to hear your answer. If you answered, I'd hope you'd answer again if you can get some calls too. But my 2 questions are, number 1 is Burrows really just Macaulay Culkin grown up, or is that just me? Secondly, is Robert Horry deserving of going into the Hall of Fame? And if he is, what uniform does he go in with?
Great question. So, man, thank you for calling in, David. Here's the thing, man. Robert Horry is a polarizing figure in the NBA, right? Because the ongoing story about whether or not you can tell whether or not someone belongs in the Hall of Fame is whether or not you can tell the story of the game with or without them. And I mentioned earlier this week about how Eli Manning may have been a 500 quarterback, but because he has 2 Super Bowl wins, both against Brady, you have to consider him for the Hall of Fame, and he will be a Hall of Famer. Same could be said for Super Bowl 3 with the Jets and and Joe Namath. You cannot tell the game without Joe Namath, right? And the thing about Robert Horry is that he was never really a starter, but he led teams to the titles. He led the Spurs to the title in 2005. He won rings with the Lakers. He won rings with the Rockets. If this guy was ever to get into the Hall of Fame, he would get in probably as a Rocket, I would think. But should he be in there? I don't think he should be voted in there, but Pledge, what if there was like a voting committee amongst veterans that would bring him on? I think if he got on that way, I'd be okay with it because, again, what is it, 7 rings?
7 rings, and he was a starter in Houston. He was a core piece to that championship team.
He was a core piece to every single team. And the 2005 title would never have happened in San Antonio. One of Duncan's rings, one of Parker's rings, one of Ginobili's and Pop's rings are because of
One
what
of Kobe
Robert
and
Horry
Shaq's
did.
rings.
Yeah. And it was beyond just a big shot or two. I mean, some of the, I mean, he did have big shots. One of the biggest shots he did was a hip check on Steve
I was gonna
Nash.
say his biggest shot may not have actually been like something that went through the.
I know, forcing Suns players off the bench and they get suspended a game. I remember where I was when that happened. I was at Corneyval in Helotes when that happened, and they had a big screen, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, they're going to win because of that. No one was paying attention to the carnival or to the food or the activities there. We were all watching that game. But as far as Joe Burrow, man, Joe Burrow is legit. There's something about him. Maybe Macaulay Culkin would play him in a movie back in the day. But Joe Burrow is a very cocky player, but he's a cocky and very brave player out there. Just because Mahomes is Mahomes, and we've seen what he's been able to do, and just because he's made back-to-back AFC championship games, and just because he has a ring, doesn't mean that he's infallible. He can lose games. We saw that last year. They got killed by the Bucs. Now, the Bucs have a good defense, whereas the Bengals don't. But what I'm saying is that
revisionist history. Let's back the train up a little bit and why they got killed in the Super Bowl.
Why
by the
did they get killed?
He was missing 4/5 of his offensive line going into that game. And then he lost 2 replacement starters during the game as well that had to come out.
Irrelevant.
You can say it's irrelevant as you want, but he was running for his life. And the best thing about that game that I remember is his receivers also not helping him out by dropping a lot of passes, including one that he threw 35 yards perpendicular to the ground with no feet on, just wings it out, hits Darrell Williams in the hands at the goal line, and he drops it.
Well, I mean, he has the ultimate weapon in Tyreek Hill. That dude is fast, man. You were showing me a photo earlier of him sending the peace sign to a defender
still in front of him.
Yeah.
Like the amount of disrespect.
Now, mind you, he had a blocker still to go, but
the blocker was behind him.
But, that guy's a cheat code right there. But, man, there's just something about Burrow. And I think the coming out party was last week. The coming out party has been this whole playoff run for the Bengals. We're looking at this team going, there's no way in the world that they're going to win. This is the Chiefs, right? This is Mahomes. This is Kelsey. This is Tyreek Hill. But, man, introduce yourself to a Jamar Chase. Fantasy football owners know who Jamar Chase is.
I do.
But casual football fans don't know who he is. That stud from LSU from a couple of years ago, first-round pick. He was Burrow's number 1 target. He and Justin Jefferson. Can you believe that? It was Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
And not just that. Think about who else he's got to throw the ball to. T. Higgins is a hell of a weapon.
So is Tyler Boyd.
Chase Azuma. He's got Joe Mixon behind him.
Mixon, give him the ball 30 times. They are not a team that's one-dimensional. They're not going to be just airing it out. They can run the ball down your throat all day long and chew up clock.
The issue is it's the 9 sacks. That offensive line is about as bad as Patrick Mahomes was in the Super Bowl last year. That will come back and bite you at some point. I love the swag. I love his fortitude to be able to battle back from being hit as much as he was by Jeffrey Simmons and Harold Landry and everybody that the Titans sent at him. But you got Clark and Ingram and Chris Jones. Like, they're going to get pressure. And Chris Jones is playing about as well as any interior defensive lineman.
4 weeks ago, they didn't get that pressure in there. 4 weeks ago, Burrow threw for over 450 yards against that team.
You think they're still just going to man up on Chase? No safety help over the top this time?
Oh, well, fine. Then T. Higgins is going to go off. I mean, come on. I mean, and the thing is, though, is that unlike the Cowboys, these stud quarterbacks and stud receivers that are there somehow still connect, even though they're being covered. They give them a chance by throwing them the ball. Okay, if you don't throw the ball in their direction, then they'll never catch it.
Sounds like a dig at Dak and CD.
Oh, it is. Complete dig at them all. But, David, thank you for calling in. But, we started the segment, rather, with Sugar Ray. We like talking pop culture here. Are you for or against Sugar Ray as a band 20 some odd years later?
Oh, I'm all in. I love me some Sugar Ray.
I was going.
And they have one of the best named albums of all time.
I know which one this is. 1459.
The best and last.
They knew their 15 minutes of fame were up. I brought up Sugar Ray because I was going for a jog. You know, I go for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mile jogs. And when I go out there, I don't know how far I'm going to run. Sometimes I say I'm going to do 2 miles and it ends up being 3. But every once in a while, Pledge, tell me this, man, when you work out, do you ever have a song that just comes on that you hadn't heard in a while? And all of a sudden you just start moving. You start moving a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. So I'm running the other day and I'm at mile 2 and I'm thinking to myself, hey, I'm just going to take it inside. It's been 20 minutes. Let me just take it inside. And Sugar Ray came on for some unknown reason on my, on Pandora. And man, I started to get faster and faster and faster. And it's not like it's pump you up music. It's not like it's Eye of the Tiger or anything like that. For some reason, it just got me going. So I got on Spotify and I called up all these Sugar Ray songs. And before you knew it, I had ran 4.5 miles. So Sugar Ray just kind of did it for me. And it's weird because I hadn't listened to them in like 10, 15, 20 years. And every morning comes on and I'm like, how do I still know the lyrics to this song?
Oh, that absolutely happens to me all the time in the gym. Something hits on my shuffle and it'll send me down a wormhole, but it like pumps me up too. Like I just get my workout extra. I wish I could like put that in a bottle.
Like bottle it up?
Yeah, and just use it because there are some workouts where I'm like, I'm just not feeling it.
Lifting weights, sometimes like the Ballad of Mona Lisa will come on by Panic at the Disco.
Oh, great one.
I don't know why I like lifting weights so much to that song. It's not a workout song. How would you describe that song, Pledge? I mean, Ballad of Mona Lisa, it's neither a fast song nor a ballad. It just has a nice groove to it. And I don't know, man, when it comes to the chorus, I get going, I start lifting stronger, I start lifting faster. Man, I love that song. Are you looking that up, Pledge? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm just doing things.
Oh, keep me company, baby.
I am keeping you company.
The weekend starts in 16 minutes, man. Keep me company. Nice. Okay, imagine me working out to this song, lifting weights to this song.
Here's the thing, because I'm all over the map musically. Jonathan, see you on our YouTube live. When Pledge played Supplies, I had to play it back when y'all went to break.
Okay, again, this does not seem like a workout song, but when the chorus kicks in, I get revved up.
No, you can definitely get down to this in the gym. Yeah. See, that'll definitely get you going. It's got the beat. It's got the lyrics.
It up. It builds it up.
It starts off as a slow ballad, it feels like, but it gets there.
Yeah, but if you're singing along to this at Planet Fitness and you're like, Mona Lisa, people are looking at you like, what are you listening to? Mona Lisa.
That's why you don't go to the big gyms and throw it out.
Hey, how's your workouts going, man? Your pecs?
I'm going to start next week.
Okay. So how long has it been?
All month. I haven't worked out since I left for Houston.
All right, man. We're going to talk about this when we come back because I want to know about Pledge because Pledge hurt himself about a month ago, and Pledge has been really, really big about working out. We're going to put a bow on the show on the other side as well. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix. One was on TV.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
The Blitz, this afternoon at 4. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
I'm James Pledger, and in the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs are back in action tonight as they welcome the Chicago Bulls to town, and they'll be welcoming back a friendly face as well as DeMar DeRozan makes his first return to the AT&T Center since being traded to the Windy City this offseason. Tip-off for tonight's game is set for 7:30. In the NFL, Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn is staying in Dallas, pulling his name out of the process after interviewing for 6 of the 9 different head coaching vacancies around the league. The USA Today's Jory Epstein and ESPN's Ed Werder have reported that Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy has been assured by the front office that he will stay on as the head coach for the Cowboys in 2022. In college hoops, the UTSA Roadrunners beat FIU 73-66, which snapped their 6-game losing streak. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
And now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that non-contact thermometers are not accurate. They also have inaccurate information on their labels regarding accuracy. New COVID strains are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Want a deal you'll love on a Valentine's Day gift they'll love? Shop and save right now at Kohl's. Get 20% off Food Network bakeware, up to 50% off festive pillows and decor, and sterling silver diamond pendants for just $69.99. On top of all that, you can get an extra 15% off and earn Kohl's cash. What are you waiting for? Get to Kohl's and celebrate the special moments for less. Select styles, 15% offer ends January 30th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas. Actual Pi customer.
Workers' comp can crush a small business. Every year it would jump 5, 10, 15, 20%, even though there was never any claims. And that's where I was struggling as a growing business.
That's Mike Lozier, owner of Gutter Plumber, a small business in New Jersey. A while back, Mike found his workers' comp costs rising. Luckily, he discovered Pi Insurance.
From start to finish, it was extremely easy. They quickly came back to me with a plan that was affordable for me.
Are you overpaying for workers' comp? Just go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and you could save up to 30% with no hassle or hidden fees. Like Mike, we think you'll be glad you did.
I'm very happy that I moved over to Pi for my workers' comp so that I can grow my company while not breaking the bank.
Find out how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent or get a quote at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
A new year comes with new excitement, new ambitions, new milestones. Is this the year you pop the question, have a child, celebrate a major anniversary? At Diamonds Direct, we're here for you, now more than ever. With our vast selection of exquisite hand-picked diamonds, our world-renowned designer jewelry collections, our industry-leading warranties and guarantees, and our people. People with a passion for helping you mark any occasion with something that's both meaningful and timeless. And our commitment to providing exceptional value is stronger than ever in the new year. Whether you're just starting out on a tight budget or whether you're splurging on that 30th anniversary gift, Diamonds Direct will make sure you get the price that you expect from America's premier direct diamond importer. Welcome to a new year and welcome to Diamonds Direct, where extreme value combines with the ultimate luxury shopping experience to create that truly magical moment for the milestones in your life. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys at the shops at La Cantera.
Which teams are postseason bound? Which teams will screw the pooch and blow their chance? Which will get in with a miracle win? And how could COVID mess everything up? Get the latest from around the league and stay connected. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
This is Joe Reinigle. Drive home with Jason Minix and me today at 4, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Welcome back. It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM on the go at sasportstar.com. Again, we're moving to 103.3 beginning on Tuesday, February 1st. Set the presets, baby. I'm getting uneasy, man. I'm getting uneasy because the NBA All-Star reserves are going to be announced February 3rd, and it's the coaches that pick the reserves.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking a look at it, and I'm getting uneasy because I want DeJounte in there, right? I want DeJounte there. I think that they got it right when it came to the two starting guards coming from the Western Conference.
Okay,
Ja Morant, Steph Curry.
Boom.
Boom. Done, right? So 12-man roster, you would think that they might have 6 in the front court, 6 in the back court. Make sense?
Okay.
7'5", 5'7". Well, you have to understand the front court is 3 positions, right?
Mhm.
It's power forward, small forward, and center. So it
Mhm.
might be 7 and 5. So I'm taking a look at the media rankings of these players. Okay.
So what do you think? 3 more guards, 4, let's say 4 at the most, right?
Yeah, and it's oh man, it's getting
So
ugly.
Luka?
The media had Chris Paul ranked as 3rd.
Mhm.
Chris Paul gonna make it? I mean, they have a great record, right?
They do.
4th, Devin Booker. I mean, his teammate there in Phoenix.
So 3rd's Luka, 4th.
No, 3rd is Chris Paul.
Okay, so Paul, Booker.
4th was Booker. 5th, according to the media vote, was a tie between DeJounte Murray and Donovan Mitchell.
Where's Luka Doncic in
They
this?
had Luka Doncic at 7th, even though he's averaging 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists.
So you really think that a coach is going to be like, no, I don't want Luka on my team?
I know. I think what ends up happening is, and this might be weird, what if they tell Chris Paul to go kick rocks?
Okay.
Because again, he did not deserve to be there last year. He didn't. He didn't have the stats. He was averaging like 15 or 16 points a game last time. They brought him in there. They thought that was like a career achievement award for him to be on that All-Star team.
All-Star games are career achievement awards.
Well, yes. And that's what they did because Devin Booker deserved to be there last year and he wasn't. So I think Booker gets in this time, but I think Chris Paul, even though he may be one of the lead leaguers in assists, might get the boot. Or am I just looking at this the wrong way? Like the only way that they're going to get in is if either
injuries or somebody pulls out.
Yeah. But again, in the front court, when it comes to the front court, there aren't that many people in it. That's why that whole thing involving Andrew Wiggins is a big deal because they could have said, well, you know what? We'll get one more guy from the backcourt out there, right? Because it's not like they field teams like a Western Conference versus Eastern Conference anymore. It's now done where LeBron is going to pick for the East and for the West rather, and you're going to have Durant or somebody on the East.
The issue
they're picking teams. They're picking sides.
The issue becomes with guys like whether it's Wiggins or LeBron or Kevin Durant, even a lot of these forwards that are picked for the front court can also play in the back court.
Well, let's run through some names.
And a lot of the guards cannot switch from backcourt to front court.
Let's run through some of these names. Tell me if they're deserving of an all-star nod. Okay, so we have LeBron, Nikola Jokic, and Andrew Wiggins all as the starters, right?
And I'm not even mad at Wiggins. Wiggins is having a career year.
He is, but he's also missed games. Draymond Green. I mean, if Wiggins is there, why would you have Draymond Green there? They're the same player. Paul George, again, excellent player, but it's not like they light it up either.
But PG is going to be there.
Rudy Gobert has to be there. That's a definite one. Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
I mean, not worthy or unworthy, but I'm saying is that it's questionable.
Is it?
Yeah.
What other centers in the Western Conference would you want over Karl Anthony Towns outside of Jokic and Gobert?
That's it. Those are those three right there. Why do it have to be 4 centers? Only 12 spots. So we have as the centers being Jokic, Rudy Gobert.
That's it, right?
And that's basically it, unless you want to say DeAndre Ayton.
But usually you bring a third. Usually you've got at least 3 centers.
Now, the rankings, according to the media, by the way, was they had number 1 being Jokic and James being tied there. 3, they had Rudy Gobert, so Gobert should be there. They had Draymond Green as 4. Really? And they had Karl Anthony Towns as 5. So if you went with those 5 plus the starters, man, dude, DeJounte Murray might be boned on this, man.
But you say that. You act like this is a new thing.
Well, no, DeMar wasn't close. Everyone thinking that DeMar was like
no, it's just the stockpile of guards in front of him, Michael. I'm aware of why he didn't get in, but his numbers said he was a borderline all-star averaging 23.7 assists and 5 rebounds.
He leads the league in steals. He's second in the West, I believe, second or third when it comes to assists. He leads guards in the West in rebounding. He averages 19 points a game, 19, 9, 9, and 2.
Yes.
That is
Go back over your list. Tell me who he's getting in over.
Good grief,
Luka
man.
Doncic? Are you putting him in over Luka Doncic? You already told me earlier this year that you'd take DeJounte over Ja Morant.
Yeah, then Ja went otherworldly in the last. Dude, Ja in the last month has taken a leap beyond a leap beyond a leap. Like, he was a good player. He was a borderline great player. And then over the last month has gone insane. You know that, right? You know that he's.
I'm very aware of what Ja Morant has been.
Yeah, but he is. But no, but
I'm aware he's taken it up a notch, but he has always been.
Yeah,
that dude.
he brought the amp to 11 in this past month, man. That block he did, a two-handed block where both hands are above the square.
Mm-hmm.
Good grief, man. Can't believe it. Golly.
So who are you? Answer my question. Who are you taking out for him?
CP3. I think it's CP3. But man, February 3rd, we're going to find out. Hopefully there's an injury there that allowed DeJounte to get there and make it definitively. But hey, we're coming back at 4 o'clock for the Blitz. Join Minix and Reinagel. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star. Have a great weekend, everybody.
It's time to get your hoops on. The NBA season is off to a fast start. North, south, east, west.
Step back for three. Bang, got it.
The courts are firing with board busting and rim wrecking in your face balling.
Deep three straight away. Oh, he got another one.
And we got it all covered. Everything a fan like you wants, and then some.
Hammers the right hand, Doug.
Get the latest on your game on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
Texas Cheer Liquor, your one-stop shop for beer, liquor, wine, and cigars. Follow them on Facebook to keep up with specials and tastings. 4 locations, 2 on Petranco, 1 past 211, 1 in 90 in Montgomery, and the all-new Texas Cheer Liquor next to Walmart Palo Alto Road, Suite 101.
When you order your Walgreens prescriptions with same-day delivery, it's possible you'll experience some side effects. Side effects may include joy that you won't run out of your pills, and disbelief at just how crazy fast the delivery came right to your door. Get your same-day prescription refill today on the Walgreens app.
To use same-day RX delivery or 1 to 2 business day delivery, you must be opted into prescription status alerts. It will appear as an option if orders before that store's cutoff time for the day. Certain health plans do not cover or participate in same-day RX delivery. Check with your health plan for further details. Excludes California. Deep breaths.
Mi's virtual meditation studio has never been busier.
Imagine not working.
They need a remote assistant to realign their scheduling.
Blank calendar. Sorry. Back to your breath.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Make calls, schedule virtual interviews, and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the world is throwing everything it has at you. And to succeed, you need someone to guide you through. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice to help you navigate whatever challenges you're up against and get you safely to where you want to be. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
You and your phone have been through a lot this past year. It's been your lifeline to the world. And now some big wireless company is telling you got to buy a new phone from them and sign their contract? They don't control you. With TracFone Wireless, you can keep the phone, number, and network you already have. Already got a 5G phone? Keep that too. Because TracFone runs on America's best networks now with 5G nationwide. Plus, we've got unlimited talk and text smartphone plans starting at just $20. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. 5G nationwide access requires a 5G capable device. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Viva Fitness! Fiesta Fit Fest is coming to San Antonio, April 8th through the 10th. Get geared up to party and celebrate all things fitness. Headlined by Letap San Antonio, a Tour de France cycling event. Cyclists of all ages. The Letap San Antonio presented by HEB is for you. Celebrate the only Tour de France amateur cycling event in the U.S. in 2022. Register today at fiestafitfest.com. Sponsored by HEB, Thomas J. Henry, Michelob Ultra, Valero, University Health, and Expel.
From the QC Kinetic Studio.
One team, one mission. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
All them dogs are counting down, about to put the anchor down. Hotty toddy, who's it gonna be? Cowbells and swamp, the Aggies wrong. There's nothing like the SEC. The weekend's full of surprise.
Get him with the flex.